thinking straight. Well, put a pin in it, Vanessa, because our guest is here. Now, from one ring announcer, let me go over there. There he is. You looking good? Can you hear me, Mister?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Jamie Franchuck. Let me get that out of the way. Get that straight and set. We have a guy, a person that watches this show. He's in the chat right now, Ryan Romano. He does. I'll send him who our guests are, and he'll do a little intro for every one of them. Now he's done one for you, and so I'm gonna play it, and we'll see. We'll get your critique. We'll get your Dave Meltzer ring announcing star rating. Here we go. Let me see.
Okay.
I think I got it working.
Everyone, would you please welcome to the Putting You Over podcast, training at the Crossbody Pro Wrestling Academy, ring announcer Jay Francisco.
Hell yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, that's my Instagram video game name. When I'm announcing or whatever, I just use my real name.
Jamie Franchuk. Yeah, we had that discussion before because I was doing I was gonna jot some things down and then put some notes. I'm so behind today. I'm so unprofessional. Just terrible day. Mowed the lawn.
Sweat.
Allergies are bad. Kids suck.
Dude,
it's just one of those days. How are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm great. Just chilling. I don't know. It's like warm out, but I'm freezing cold, so I'm just trying to stay warm and I'm just hanging out. I caught the first bit of the show too, so I think I know what's going on a little bit. I think I can hang, so that's cool.
That's good. That's the way we like it. Conversational, and we're just hanging out. Just doing that stuff. So wrestling wise, I'm gonna start wrestling wise before I get into announcing. Was wrestling on growing up? Was it just on in your house? What made you fall in love with wrestling? Are you in love with wrestling?
It was after Saturday morning cartoons. So
of course.
As far back as I remember, the first thing I remember, I know I'd seen it before this, but the first thing that stuck out to me was the Ultimate Warrior Papa Shango feud when Warrior's head was bleeding, that black stuff, and then he was coughing up the pea soup, and that's when I was hooked. It didn't freak me out. It freaked out my little brother. I was maybe 10, but yeah, my little brother was totally freaked by it, and it was awesome. It was fucking cool. So yeah, from then on, it was must see. It went from wanting to watch the cartoons to wanting to watch Superstars.
Yeah, and back then it was the cliche larger than life, but back then it was on Saturday. It was live action cartoons. That's what you watched. So, oh gosh, what were the cartoons? Maybe Ninja Turtles, maybe Transformers before that, and then it was Superstars.
The real Ghostbusters. That was one of them that I dug. That was on before.
Yeah,
before Superstars. Yeah,
I can't remember, but I do remember watching Saturday morning cartoons and then Superstars. The Shango angle. With the black stuff and the vomit and the convulsing. I just remember convulsing in the hospital room in the back.
Yeah, and he barfed all over that guy. It was so good. I'm actually going through right now on the network, and I've been watching I don't know, for the past few months, at dinner time or something, I'll put on an old episode of Superstars, and it's so it holds up. It's good TV. They've got all the matches, they're squash matches, so they are what they are, but they break it up with little event center things, and they got Sean Mooney on there, and they got Mean Gene. Yeah, it's sick.
It was definitely perfect. The stories, and you weren't really getting good matches. Everything was building up to something.
Yep. Which is they're selling pay-per-view. It's that's what they do.
Yeah, it was great. And you're right. The Sean Mooney or Mean Gene in the back, in the room with all the TVs.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, those were the days. Those were the days.
Man.
We're probably dating ourselves, but oh well.
Oh, dude, I got into this so late.
So
when I first got into a ring was, I guess, 3 years ago maybe. Okay. I was 36, so I'm old.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. When I started, I was horrible shape. Had been on the couch for 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
I gotcha.
The first 6 months hurt so bad. But I don't know. Then you get into like a groove, and it's great.
Okay, so you're trained. You want to get in the ring. Have you been in the ring?
Just train. I've had a couple training matches, but so like when I started, it was like I love wrestling.
Okay.
For so long, I'd been out of it. I got out of it in like '02. I wasn't watching so much anymore. I'd catch things and follow it online, but I wasn't watching Raw every week anymore. But it was like WrestleMania 30. I had the network for watching the old stuff, and it was the first like live pay-per-view I'd watched in a really long time. And it hooked me. It hooked me back. I was like, yes, I love this. It didn't take too long. It took maybe like 2 years for me to like just not be loving it anymore. Then I started going to indie shows. The first one I went to was Super Kicked in Toronto. And then that was like a monthly thing with me and my buddy Drew. Like we had to just see that live wrestling and go. There was always some sort of conflict with Kitchener and Crossbody. Like I live in Kitchener. Yeah. So there was always a conflict, and then finally I was like, I'm joining. I'm just gonna do it. And yeah, then here we are.
Yeah, here we are. That's awesome.
Yes.
So it was like an outlet for you, getting into the school, training, and getting in. So do you still do you want to ultimately wrestle? Ultimately have a match?
I'm like up and down on it. So when I started, they asked me, what do you want from this? Right. And I was like, I want to learn about this. I want to get in better shape. And I just want to see where it goes. I don't know. Yeah. And the first night was Coach Tyler Thomas. And he was like, well, who are your favorite wrestlers? I was like, Razor Ramon and Pentagon Jr. He was like, all right. So we hit the ground running. And like, it was a hill for me, like, being 36 and just like out of shape. Like I've lost 50 pounds since that started. So like it's been like a lot of work, but basically the goal was to have some matches. Then Coach Big Ben Ortman started the Showcase series, which was Friday nights twice a month, and like everybody in Ontario pretty much it's open. They just got to message Ben, and if you're working in Ontario, he'll get you on. Just for some reps, it'll go up on YouTube, all that. So when that started, they didn't have a ring announcer. Brady, who'd been doing it before, actually just stopped doing it. And Ben was like, just out of nowhere, because I didn't say I wanted to be a ring announcer. I think he just picked it up because I'm kind of loud and like to talk. And he's like, you want to try ring announcing? I was like, fuck yes. So I just did it from there. And then they had another guy, Ryan Kovarik, who's on the production team, who is a sick announcer. He was doing the main shows, and then he had to go away for a couple months. And Ben was like, hey, you want to step in for Ryan? I was like, fuck yes. And I've been doing it ever since. So sorry, Ryan. But I kept the job.
You're like the Tom Brady of crossbody announcers. You just took over for Drew Bledsoe. I guess maybe you got to be a football fan to get that reference, but we understand. We'll do some B-roll footage and throw it in there or something. But so I mean, did you have any experience announcing? Like even if you announced for Papa Shango in the Ultimate Warrior, did you ever? No, nothing. Just
like in when I was a kid, I had like a little ring that was like 1 foot by 1 foot, and like a Brutus the Barber beefcake, figure, and a Ultimate Warrior, and some Crash Test Dummies cars that they would throw each other into. But I'd announce those guys, but nothing real.
Wow, and like any type of how do I want to say it? Like vocal background, like maybe theater or vocal stuff. What are you, a singer? You in a band?
It was just, I always like to sing. I love karaoke. Like I don't even need any drinks to do karaoke. I'm going out there and I'm just killing it.
Favorite karaoke song to sing to?
So the one that I am best at is "You Could Be Mine" by Guns N' Roses. Okay. I also love, I'm spacing on the song, Ozzy, "Shot in the Dark." I love Ozzy "Shot in the Dark." Oh, okay. And Lisa Loeb, "Stay." That's it. That one brings the house down.
My wife would love that. That's awesome. For the Ryan Romano's in the chat says "For the Longest Time" by Billy Joel.
Sick song, man. I've never done it, but that is. I'd love to do that one. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we could do a karaoke night some night, Vanessa. I think karaoke. If we have karaoke beds of songs, I don't think we would get flagged for DMCA. It's karaoke.
Hell yeah.
I don't think so. Who knows? So they give you the shot. You steal that guy's job. He's probably somewhere at a Tim Hortons or something. Did you go back and because you have the network? Do you go back and watch other ring announcers? Do you,
oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I whenever like any announcing. Actually, my pipe dream, my goal. 20 years from now,
okay,
I will have Bruce Buffer's job.
Oh.
Don't know how I'm going to do it. That's my goal. That's my guy. That's who I'm going for when I'm announcing. I'm trying to hit it like Bruce does.
That's the We Are Live guy.
That's the We Are Live guy. Yeah, hell yeah.
Have you prepared? Have you practiced We Are Live? Like saying We Are Live.
I've actually never practiced the We Are Live. I more say the names in the cadence that he says the names, but I've never said We Are Live.
It's interesting.
Because I don't want to steal his shit either. By that time, I'm gonna have something.
You're gonna have
I'll have my own thing. Because he'll need to move on. I'm not gonna take his job. He'll be like, I'm done. Jamie, come on in. That's how it's gonna go.
You're not gonna steal his job.
No, Bruce doesn't need to worry. I won't steal his job.
Top 5 ring announcers of all time. Do you have a top 5? Can you name 5? Could I?
Yeah, hell yeah. So number 1 is Fink, Howard Finkel from WWF. Like that's who I was imitating when I was announcing my action figures.
Do you have a Howard Finkel impression?
Oh hell yeah! The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Because he has a fucking high voice. That was the best fucking part. He had that high voice, man.
Yeah.
And just a sick original cadence. Like he's the man.
He is the man.
Then Bruce, obviously Bruce Buffer, and his brother Michael Buffer, who used to do Nitro, and all the boxing. And I dig Justin Roberts. He's really good. I read his book.
I've heard good things about that book, but I haven't read it, so I don't know.
It's all right. It's as far as wrestling books goes, it's fine. It's no fucking Under the Black Hat. I don't know if you read that one, but man, Jim Ross's second book, that's killer. But yeah, no, he's awesome too. But the Fink is my guy.
Was a great guy. Fink was phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
And he would take a bump if he needed to.
Hell yeah. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's what you got going for.
Take a fucking bump.
Yeah. Take a bump for sure. Oh man. Everyone's got a Howard Finkel impression. Vanessa yells at me when I do mine because she says I sound like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, let's hear it.
Coming down the aisle.
You nailed it.
Right? Oh, I'll see you at the game, Joe.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. Now I'm getting into Disney impressions, but so you're the ring announcer for Crossbody Pro Wrestling. Well, maybe you do other indie shows, but where we hooked up with you was through Crossbody, and I think Vanessa, he was announcing that show we watched on here, right?
Yes.
Take me through a day in the life of you at an independent show. So how does it work? You get the lineup, the cards, the matches.
So there's wherever. So I've done a few. I've done a Destiny show in Sarnia. I've done Impact.
Okay.
I've done it like last 2 Julys ago. I did like a full 2-hour episode of Impact.
Nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. I do Backyard Pro, season 3's coming up.
Yep. And
Go Hard Pro, Brendone, Holden Albright's federation. They've had the one Christmas show, and I'm slotted in for those. But when basically I get to the venue, and it's all been in Ontario, so I know at least somebody, but in most cases a lot of the people. I also keep a spreadsheet of everybody and their incidentals, like where they're from and their weight and all that. So I just go up to them and say, hey, I've got this, has it changed? And that's kind of it, because I want to stay out of people's way. I know, I don't know, but I think I know the feeling of having a match, especially if you're in your first couple of years. It's got to be the most anxiety, I don't need the fucking ring announcer talking to me kind of feeling. That being said, I've never had anybody be a jerk. Everybody's always so nice. I just try and stay out of people's way, and then I just hang out. And if somebody wants to hang out, then we hang. And if you just get the vibe, like if people have a big match, like you just read the room.
Just read the room. Have you ever messed up the pronunciation of someone's name?
Hell yeah, you got him coming on later tonight.
Oh,
Pretty Ricky Wilde.
You said Wildy?
I did say fucking Wilde. Yeah. Yeah, it was the first showcase show. He was on the main event. That was like his show. That was like he was the main event every week because he was the champ. And fucking Wilde'd him right at the door. And he didn't know it, but he came to the back afterwards. And I was like, dude, I fucked up. I'm really sorry. And he was like, okay, I didn't notice, so just next time, fix her up.
Yeah, we had him on before on this show, and I spent all day going, I'm not gonna screw it up. It's Wildy. It's Wildy. I heard him another. It's Wildy. As soon as he came on, the first thing I said was Pretty Ricky Wildy. It just came out.
Did you look at it, or did you say it from memory? Like, did you have it on a note, and you were like, all right, Pretty
I had
Ricky
it in
Wildy.
front of me. I had it in front of me, but I don't think I read it. I think I was just doing it. But
my problem was I fucking read it.
Yeah, for sure.
If I didn't read it, I would have said it right.
Yeah.
Because I usually have some cue cards. That's another thing I do. I go into my spreadsheet and write it onto cue cards. I know Vince McMahon doesn't like that, but I don't work for Vince McMahon.
Well, when Vince starts paying you, then you'll get rid of the cue cards. You'll find a way to do that.
Hell yeah.
And he watches this show, so I'm sure you'll probably get a call later.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I've had Scott D'Amore send me an email before.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, he said, thanks for coming out. And here's the expenses for the cowboy boots that you bought Don Callis.
Don Callis.
Hell of a guy. Real nice. I've done a couple errands for Don Callis.
Yeah? Nice guy, huh?
Yeah,
we don't break kayfabe here.
Okay, he's a fucking asshole.
See, that's what I thought. He does seem like a prick to me.
Yeah. Well, he's a prick to most people, but he's not a prick to me. That's the thing. So I wasn't even breaking kayfabe because he's being a prick, but he asks me to do the thing.
He wants something done. That's why. He's probably a nice guy when he wants something done.
He's a businessman. He knows what's up.
Yeah. Ryan Romano says Don Callis is brilliant. So Ryan Romano has aspirations to be a ring announcer, do announcing. And so do you have any advice, any tips for him? How can he steal your job?
I don't know. I fell into it just like everything. Yeah. And that's actually seems to be the wrestling business is just be in the right place at the right time. And yeah, so I would say join a fucking wrestling gym somewhere. There's a bunch. And the best way to get into the business is to learn the business. Yeah. I love the structure of matches. Like I don't mean this fully because I'm not there at all, and I probably never will be. But I'm a student of the game.
There you go.
So yeah, I dig everything around it, like camera work. I filmed a Blackcraft Destiny event a couple of years ago. My first match that I ever filmed was an pay-per-view being announced by Scott D'Amore. I forget the other guy. But anyways, the first match was G. Raver versus Channing Decker in like a blood ritual match with cinder blocks and fucking light tubes and all those gimmicks. Jimbo Jones was also filming it, and he took some light tube in the face.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was okay. Didn't break the skin, but the tube fucking it could have been bad.
Isn't the stuff inside those tubes poisonous?
Mm-hmm. I always thought you shouldn't be breathing that in.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Probably like once is okay, but not all the time.
It's probably like asbestos or something.
Yeah, I think it was mercury.
It can't be good. Yeah, I think Ryan should join a wrestling like school or something. Just show up all dressed up and carrying a microphone and just start announcing, "I'm here." Come in to show up.
Don't do it at Crossbody, but do it.
Yes, don't go there.
But join Crossbody though, because it's a fucking great school. So, but don't take my job.
Don't take his job. No, I don't think that can happen. Yeah, that's a great idea. It is a great idea. Just show up and steal it. So, what do you got coming up? What shows you working?
I haven't done yet, but Backyard Pro Season 3 is, I think, going to be happening this summer. And I haven't recorded anything for it yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on it. So if I'm not, then I'm not. But I've done 2, so
might as well. You've done the first 2.
Yeah.
2 seasons, so yeah.
They had RIP Crossbody Pro Wrestling Academy on Agnes Street in Kitchener. We actually have to find a new venue, so we don't know when the next Crossbody show will be. I mean, obviously it'll be after COVID, but yeah, hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully by the end of the year, there's a Crossbody Pro Wrestling show. I think that'd be sick, but I haven't really been talking to Ben about that because, I mean, there's not a venue right now.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Or a means to like meet. So.
Yeah, that shit sucks. I talk with Vanessa all the time about, like, because I'm not in Canada and she is, and it's like lockdown up there, and down here. It's not, and it's just, I know stuff. I tell Vanessa, like, oh, I did this and this today, and I like just simple things. Like I went to the store for who knows what, and this is like, wow, I feel bad. It's all locked down.
Yeah, man. I went to Costco today, and they've got like all the like non-food is like walled off. Like you can't even
get there.
You can't buy pots and pans if you want. Like you're fucked. You can buy the food, but you can't buy the stuff to cook the food.
That shit's not essential.
Yeah, no. So you just gotta like eat raw meat. I don't know. Put it right on the element on your stove.
Put it right on the top.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I can't speak. I'm not up there, so I don't know. It
could be worse, but that being said, I'm in a lucky situation where I can work from home and I live alone with my cat, Winston.
Winston.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 cats here. One's as old as dirt and still kicking, and then one we rescued. It was under a parked car at a library while we were on summer vacation.
Oh,
and it was like 2 weeks old. 2 weeks. It was like.
Oh.
And you know, I have 3 daughters and can't leave the cat there, so I came all the way home with it. Now it's a stupid cat in our stupid house.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And we got like, it's like a animal farm here because we got the 2 cats. Sorry, one passed away, but we got 2 cats. We found we have a bunny burrow in our front yard, like under a bush. A bunny burrow. So if you just move this stuff aside, there's like 5 baby bunnies.
Oh my god.
And like now they're just like miniature bunnies, so they got all the fur and they're just like this big and you can hold them. And then a couple days ago I went to take down my Christmas wreath that I think has been up not only from this Christmas, but I think the Christmas before.
Sick, it's May.
Yeah, right. Decided to take it down, and I picked a ladder that wasn't very tall, so I'm like stretching. I finally get my hands on it, and I just push it off the nail and like swing it down. Well, Sure enough, inside it was a bird's nest with 4 baby birds that didn't know how to fly yet, so they all fell and landed on the ground and started hopping away.
Oh no.
So yeah, we got like an animal farm here. Just tell my wife we should start charging, but
yeah, hell yeah. Get the neighborhood kids in there $5 a head.
I tell you right now, if one of those goddamn bunnies ends up in my house in a cage or it's gonna happen. It's gonna
slippery slope, man.
It is.
They won't live, trust me.
They won't? That my wife said
no,
the same
I've
thing.
tried. We've tried. I grew up in the country, so like we'd always find, like, my dad would find baby bunnies all the time because he worked road construction, and he'd bring them home, and like, yeah, they never.
Yeah, my
they
wife
don't
said
like being domesticated.
Well, put a leash on it.
I had a leash for a bunny. It was awesome.
Oh, fun stuff. I'm just stuck on the Saturday morning cartoons. Those have to come back. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I try to tell.
I don't know how kids live without them.
Oh, they got their stupid phones. God almighty.
I just
want.
But like, it was better when it was appointment viewing.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it, because my kids will watch something on Netflix and they'll just go to the. Well, we all do it, but they go right into the next episode, and I'm thinking, you don't even understand. All right, let me tell you something. I had to wait a week, maybe 2. Maybe 2 weeks.
Maybe 2.
I don't know. You could just watch the whole goddamn thing. No one watches. I don't think there's cartoons anymore. Period. Not for kids. There's Rick and Morty. I'll watch Rick and Morty, but
yeah, man, it's rough. Like you'd get like 1/2 hour of your favorite show, and then you have to wait a whole fucking week, and you got to try and remember what you watch so you can talk about it on Monday at school.
Yeah, you
can't go to school without like that. Did you see like fucking Peter Venkman this week on the Ghostbusters cartoon? Like busting all those ghosts.
yeah. Oh man, I could see the ecto coolers right now in my hand.
Hell yeah,
for sure. Ryan Romano says SpongeBob. I don't even think SpongeBob's around anymore. I don't think
they make movies of SpongeBob now.
I don't know. I don't watch it. But Superstars is great.
Oh yeah, it's like worth watching again. Well, you're in the States, so you had to go to Peacock, right?
Yes, I had to move.
So you don't have Superstars anymore.
Listen, I don't.
I don't think so. They took away. There's so much missing from what I hear. Everybody's complaining. It's the worst.
Sure, I can find a VPN somewhere to log back in. But listen to this Peacock story. So my wife sends me a text message today, a picture of I don't know her email or something. Says Peacock's billing us twice. We're getting billed twice for Peacock. And the only reason we signed up was for wrestling, and we're getting billed twice. Can you handle that? So it must be tied to two different emails. But I mean, Vince just wants all of them. Well, I guess Vince don't get it.
Well, in a roundabout way, that's some bullshit. Though.
So I'll have to figure it out. It was probably me in a whim on a different email, panicking because I couldn't watch friggin' Backlash or something. Something ridiculous, and it was like, well, I know I got it and bought it again. So, do you keep up with today's product?
Just reading about it. Yeah. I listen to so many fucking podcasts.
Yeah.
Like JR, I know he's not the most popular guy, but Cornette. I could listen to Cornette tell wrestling stories.
Well, you said you're a student of the game, and for his, Cornette says some stupid shit a lot, but he does, know his shit also as well.
He fucking does know his shit. And Tony Schiavone's hilarious. I love him. I've been listening to a bit of the Angle podcast. He's just not a podcast. Like I like it. I like his stories, but just when you compare him with everybody else that I've been listening to lately, like Bischoff, I love Bischoff because that's a big business side of it. Yeah. So I guess I'm more into the business side of it, I suppose. Like Bischoff and JR and Jim Cornette are the most interesting to me.
You give me a vibe that you almost could run your own independent promotion.
It would be so much fucking work. Yeah. Like I see what Ben Ortman's does and I'm blown away. I just try and help however I can, but you need to have so many things going at once. Like honestly, I think it would be amazing and I would love it, but I'd rather just help out at a promotion than run it. Because like there's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't show up, you got to fix it. You got to find someone else like right away. And like Ben's amazing. He always does. He's got a good Rolodex.
Yeah. I bet that helps too, for sure.
Yeah. Like one time RJ City wasn't billed and he just was there. And I was like, fucking right. I fucking love RJ City. So it's just
RJ City, he came on here and buried me in the first 5 minutes of my show. Buried me. Told me my head was crooked.
He's a pro, man. Nobody can touch RJ.
Oh, jeez, ridiculous! And he buried me. Where's he show up next? The Bump. He went from buried me to the Bump.
So was your burial a bump to the bump?
Yes, that's right. I put him over. If it wasn't for me laying down on the middle of that show to put RJ City over, who knows where he'd be? He'd be hosting Busted Open or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Fuck yeah.
For sure. RJ City is great. For sure.
Oh, yeah. He was at the first indie show that I went to a few years ago, Super Kicked in Toronto. Yeah. He was in a tag team with Psycho Mike.
Oh, my God. I love that.
Two guys, they were called. And, of course, they come out to the Golden Girls theme, of course.
Obviously. That's
and I was just fucking blown away. They did a whole over the course of like 6 months, they did a whole little program with those two, and like, you know, their friendship breaking up and then getting back together, and it was those two are just the fucking best.
Psycho Mike is good. Very good. Well, Jamie Franchuck, this has been an awesome time. I don't know if you're having fun, but I'm having a blast.
Totally.
Yeah,
love it.
For sure. We are at the end of you know, our time.
Cool.
I don't know any better way to say it. We're at the end. But you're the ring announcer. Where's my... Don't I have one? I had one somewhere. I have a mic somewhere. I'm going to give you the mic now, and you can put yourself over. You can bury anyone you want. You can say anything you want. I don't care what you say, and I'm not going to interrupt. The floor is yours.
Sick. All right. Well, yeah, check out Crossbody Pro Wrestling. Just Google it. You'll find it. They've got a great YouTube page. Check out Backyard Pro Season 3 coming this summer. Check out Holden Albright, Brendan Caulfield. He's got Go Hard Pro Wrestling. You've got Pretty Ricky coming on later. He's got this thing coming up where he's going to beat the shit out of Rex Atkins on his front lawn. It's going to be fucking amazing. You can find me on Instagram at jfrancisco82. I'm on Twitter at toast_and_Jamie. It's fucking mouthful to say. And yeah, check out all that. Also, my coach, Big Ben Ortmans, tonight is on Dark Side of the Ring. He's portraying Nick Gage in the interaction, those scenes that they do. He's fucking so stoked about it, and he's gonna fucking kill it.
Awesome.
So, yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Doors open, man. Come on anytime. Want to talk anything?
Anytime, man. I really had a great time, and I think we only scratched the surface.
For sure. Yeah. It was a blast. Have a great night.
Fuck yeah, you too.
Later. Great stuff.